sometime later.
では、これより、シュウ先輩の適性テストを始めます。
Oh boy. My what test?
先輩にどんな分野が向いているかを私がジャッジするので、そのジャンルで何かを制作しましょう。
I wonder what it'll be. Do I even have one? I've tried out a bunch of techniques in class, and all I remember is suffering.
まずは基本となる絵です。色鉛筆でとにかく描いてみましょう。
Sakuya lays out a set of pencils filled with dozens of colors.
私も絵描きを専門としているわけではないので、アドバイザーをお呼びしました。よろしく。
Oh. I feel like I've done this before.
先生、彼の才能を判断してあげてほしいです。わかった。じゃあまずはライオンを描いてみるんだ。
A lion?
ただし、何かを参考にしてはいけない。想像で、心の目で捉えて描くこと。
A lion sounds doable enough. Okay, got it.
それでは、シュウ先輩のお絵描きチャレンジ、スタート。
Finished.
やりましたね、シュウ先輩。きっと才能の片鱗が現れているはずです。見せてもらってもいいかな？
No. Go ahead. I hand my drawing to Kotaha.
これは
Nah.
ケンタウロス？
Excuse me? No, a lion. You're the one who decided to. You're the one who decided on the subject matter.
では次です。続いては彫刻の時間です。先生、どうぞ。
I just feel like I'm in class. Since Sakuya is a grade below, she's never shared a classroom with me. Meanwhile, my ineptitude in art is something that I've lamented every day.
シュウ、この粘土で椅子を作ってみろ。
Okay, that should be easy enough. Okay, right? Huh? A real chair? A real chair?
そうじゃない。ただ椅子の形を作ってほしいだけだ。
Whatever you say.
自信のほどは？
As long as it's not some kind of living creature.
これは期待が持てそうです。それでは彫刻チャレンジ、スタート。
Finished.
やりましたね、シュウ先輩。きっと才能の片鱗が現れているはずです。
俺にも見せてくれ。
Don't say it to Centaur. Here. I show my clay sculpture to Guido.
ほう。これは。なるほど。鹿？
How did you fuck up a chair? A chair. You're the one who decided on the subject matter.
才能ありますか？
衆の造形とかけて暑苦しい夏と解く。
Oh, so unwanted. You're not making sense. Hey, wait a minute.
残念ですね。彫刻もダメそうですか。
Why is my skill level being judged in riddles?
では次です。
He's persistent, I'll give her that. Why does her voice why does her voice volume change so much?
次の先生をお呼びしました。よろしく。
Uh-oh. Huh? Courier? There's no point in testing me on my acting skills.
ちっけーよ。今日週にやってもらうのはまっとうな制作だ。ほれ。
She hands me a single sheet of blank paper and a sharp knife.
あとこれもカッターマット。
All I see is a blank piece of paper and a knife.
続いてシュウ先輩に挑戦してもらうのはズバリ切り絵です。
What the hell are you making me do?
切り絵な、切り絵。
Oh, okay. Phew. Paper cutting is a type of arts and crafts where you cut out shapes to form a picture. It seems far more difficult than drawing one.
切り絵先輩はこう見えて切り絵が結構得意なので。名前と同じだから一時期練習してたんだよな。では先生、お題を。つってもあんま難しいもんはできねえだろ。まずはティラノサウルスを作れ。
How did I know it was gonna be difficult? How the fuck is that not too difficult?
それでは切り絵チャレンジスタート。
Okay, so he went from two very easy paintings and sculptures that he fucked up, and now he's moving on to a Tyrannosaurus. You're not listening to me. Finished.
やりましたね、シュウ先輩。きっと才能の片鱗が現れているはずです。
That's what you say every time.
よっしゃ、見せてみろ。
Yeah. I show her my finished piece.
これは。
Yep.
2点。
At least give me some sort of analogy.
脳みそぐちゃぐちゃザウルス？
It's a Tyrannosaurus. You're the one who came up with the excessively difficult subject.
才能ありそうですか？シュウの才能とかけて滑車を引く音と解きます。
Empty.
正解。
Harsh. I've had enough of this. This gag has been going on for too long.
残念ですね。切り絵も向いてなさそうです。
Considering I can't draw to save my life, what did you expect?
次でラストです。最後は特別講師として店長に来ていただきました。
どうもどうも。
Why, Jack?
店長もここの卒業生ですよ。専攻は
版画だよ。
Oh. These tests are getting progressively harder.
ちゃんとした銅版画は時間がなくて無理だから、今日は木版画をやってみようか。
Yeah, nah. Wood carving still seems like a lot, but okay. He hands me a thin wooden board and a carving knife.
この板でモナリザを再現してみるんだ。
This seems insanely difficult.
100% 精密にというわけじゃない。ただ版画にすることで新しい表現が見えるかもしれないからね。
I should be able to draw something from memory that's close enough.
それではシュウ先輩の木版画チャレンジスタート。
Finished.
どれ、シュウくんのモナリザを見せてごらん。
I show him a finished print.
これは
This is shit.
ブサ。
Now you're just mocking me. I did the best I could.
ごめんごめん。でも版画にしたらこうなっちゃうよね。
It's almost like this is his first time doing this.
店長、シュウ先輩に才能ありますか？
そうだね。現時点では何とも言えないけど、最初のうちはイメージ通りにいかないことも多いし、彫り方もいろいろテクニックがあって。
Hello, Meow. Cato off to slaving, but happy free Slurpee and Blueberry Muffin Day and have a chill time. I wish it was free.
でも初心者でこれならちゃんと学んでいけば。
Just give me the riddle.
謎かけで答えてほしいそうです。変な先輩ですみません。
It's not his fault that that Guido and Kotaha did it. I'm not sure why I asked him to do that, honestly. I don't know what's right anymore.
シュウくんの才能とかけてタイムカプセルと解きます。
Huh? It was inside me all along?
どちらも掘り起こしてみないとわからないでしょ
う。No. His talent is like a time capsule. It should never be opened. Oh.
店長、お上手ですね。
これでよかったの？
バッチリです。謎かけの才能ありありです。
What about my talent? In the end, whatever my hidden talent is remains a secret for a little while longer.
残念でしたね。今日のところはあまり先輩に向いている分野が発見できませんでした。
It's okay. Maybe the answer is I'm just not artistically inclined.
そんなことはありません。きっと先輩に向いているジャンルもあるはずです。
As someone who grew up valuing art above all else, I get why she believes that. I definitely had more options in the outside world.
あれ？これは？
The fuck is that? Oh, that. I made it while I was waiting for Jack to get here.
作ったって。
I noticed the cork and some wire on the ground, so I just put it together, haha. Yeah, like I said, maybe you should keep your talent hidden. I just did it to pass the time. I put pieces together without really thinking, and this is what I ended up with. You can go ahead and toss it.
これですよ。
Is it though? She cries out and immediately slaps my hand over her mouth, or slaps a hand over her mouth, as if she hadn't meant it to be that loud. This is what?
この子、お人形さん、可愛くて素敵です。立派な制作です。
I just kind of picked up stuff lying around and put it together.
それでもいいじゃないですか。何も規則正しくやらなきゃいけないってことないです。
Sakuya clearly sees something in my doll that I just made to kill time. I'm still not convinced something that shabby is really a work of art.
手芸は一つの作品です。とても、いいです。
Yeah, but he couldn't sculpt to save his life. In that case, maybe if I had someone better at drawing help with the face.
もう、それじゃダメですってば。これはシュウ先輩の制作なんですから。
Anyone can stick with wire and can stick with some wire and a cork, but drawing a nice face is beyond me. She thinks it's fine the way it is, though. So you're saying this is art?
写真を飾るのに教室を借りるなら、一緒に飾ってあげたらどうですか？きっと人気になりますよ。
I should be able to do this much at least. It's not really the kind of work you display. I'm still not sure if it qualifies as art. Still having these dolls around might actually complement my photos perfectly.
ちなみに、なんですけど、このお人形さんはどう思いついたんですか？
I don't know. It just kind of popped into my head. I'm not sure if you could necessarily say it was a hit. I was hit by inspiration. However, I did have a vague idea in mind as I put it all together. No good, huh?
いえ、いいと思います。先輩らしくて。
It was like my fingers were guided by by Muse. By Muse, like the band? The goddess of inspiration herself. Ah, right. Trying to come off as cool. She merely looks at me wide-eyed and with shock. I think I let myself get too carried away.
そうなんですね。
You can have it if you want. I can make another.
いいんですか？
And this is the start of their romance route. It's not much, but it's my way of saying thanks for spending time with me today.
いえ、昨夜にとっては大切な宝物です。
It's not that good. Even so, it makes me happy to know she loves it that much. To be fair, it did come out looking pretty cute. The more I look at it, the more I realize I did a pretty good job. You better not let it get, you better not let it get to your head. I'm just saying I was eventually able to discover something I was good at. I'm just happy. Yeah. $11.12. It is no longer Tuesday. The end of the world. It's depicted either right before the downfall of humanity, or perhaps just past that point. More than 300 dead bodies crammed onto the canvas await Christ. Crammed onto the canvas awaits Christ's judgment on whether they will ascend to heaven or be damned for eternity in hell. Heaven is portrayed in the upper left of this picture, with hell in the bottom right. Is it? Yeah, I guess. But I thought all of the top part was heaven. The Last Judgment. Even I recognize one of Michelangelo's famous greatest works. I'm pretty sure I asked Sister Lily about this. Charon the ferryman to the underworld is shown rowing a boat in the bottom right. This is Dante's Inferno, the same image that inspired the gates upon which the thinker sits, and surrounding Christ himself.
鍵を持っている人物を覚えていますか?
Her voice catches me by surprise. It's the same tone I'm used to hearing in class. I answer confidently. St. Peter, right?
正解です。よく覚えていましたね。
Thanks. If only your route was more fleshed out. He was in one of the first paintings I saw in here. The delivery to the keys to St. Peter. I think that's what it was. He's the same guy. Which means the keys must be St. Peter's attribute. That's not a color though.
その通りです。シュウさんも絵画の見方が分かってきましたね。
The last judgment has nothing to do with the handing over any keys, but their existence tells the viewer at a glance that the person holding them as Saint Peter. Attributes make it easier to understand, especially when there are so many elements to decipher. Painting is really big.
実寸サイズではありませんけどね。
Huh? You mean the real painting is even bigger than this?
はい。本物は縦14メートル、横12メートル近くにもなりますから、このくらいじゃ済みませんよ。壁に描かれたものですしね。もっとも、オリジナルはアポカリプスの際に亡くなっていますので、立証はできませんが。
I can't believe it. The painting in front of me already seems impossibly large. It's hard to imagine how big the original must be. Yeah.
ところで、最近のシュウさんはよく美術回廊に来られますね。
Yeah, I was told this is the best place to learn about history.
過去ですか。
Like you said yourself, the apocalypse and everything related to it. Something happened 101 years ago that led to the birth of this town. There might be a link between that long ago event and the present day.
それにしても皮肉なものですよね。黙示録を書いたこの絵がまさか本当の終末によって失われてしまうなんて。
I remember hearing how this painting was created during the Renaissance period around the 16th century. A 500-year-old piece depicting the apocalypse is destroyed in the apocalypse 101 years back. It's hard for me to believe. It's hard for me to believe, no matter how I look at it. There are too many glaring contradictions. And yet, the loss of my memories seems to have dulled my intuition. Maybe, but, you know, even I've recognized this painting somehow.
なるほど。これほどの名画なら外でも知られていると。
Seems so. Even though you said the original was lost in the apocalypse, how could we know about it on the outside if it was destroyed? I'm so caught up in the moment, it takes me a moment to realize. Pretty bold of me to bring up a topic such as this with the sister herself. Sorry, I know I shouldn't be talking about this.
いえ、構いません。シュウさんも失われた記憶を取り戻したいでしょうし、過去を調べたいというお気持ちもお察しします。ただ、あまり人の聞こえるところでそういったお話は控えてくださいね。
Of course. Any thought of the outside world is seen as taboo. It seems like a deliberate attempt to cloud people's vision, but that's not my place to judge.
ですが、シュウさんの記憶の中で名画だけがヨルベというのも面白いですね。
I couldn't tell you much about it though. It's true for the Last Judgment and the Mona Lisa from yesterday. I definitely remember them, although I couldn't tell you if they were real or not. My familiarity shows how ingrained those pieces are in my general knowledge, on the same level as my language ability.
おっと、すみません。そろそろ教師の仕事に戻りますね。明日の準備があるので。
Sure, I appreciate your help. With that, she turns her slender back on me and heads out. She ended up teaching me something useful even outside of class. Huh? Well, for a moment, I feel like something's wrong. But what? Something Sister Lily said to me. Something important that I can't ignore. I don't remember her saying anything particularly weird. In fact, I'm sure she didn't say anything that was out of the ordinary. I'm sure it's nothing, right? I try to convince myself that everything's fine, but that nagging feeling is missing something. Nagging feeling I'm missing something obvious sticks with me like a thorn to my side, like a thorn in my side. "12. He's getting suspicious of Sister Lily now." Jesus Christ. It's Wednesday, and we're watching an action movie in film class. It's no longer Wednesday. Never mind. I can't get the backdrops that are I can't get the backdrops that are so obviously not from around here off my mind. So I asked Sakuya about it.
アクション映画ですか。
Yeah, I have a hard time believing it was really shot 101 years ago. I remember bringing up this exact issue with Sakuya and the others before. And there was no possibility a film like that was shot 100 years ago, correct?
フィルムが劣化してしまうということでしょうか。
Even simpler than that, there's no way you could capture such vivid colors with the technology available back then. But how do you know that? How do you know Technicolor wasn't invented until like the 1900s?
フィルムカメラがあれば映像は撮れるんじゃないですか？
As long as you have a camera, it's possible. It's just that it's not weird to find paintings that are 100, 200, or thousands of years old. But film is different. There's no way something that old could still be around. What I'm trying to say is, it's a technology problem. They had the ability to film in color back then. Technology or the progress of civilization. The proof that our view of history is so closely linked to technological development is self-evident. But that kind of theory doesn't work here.
そうなのですか？昨夜は101年前を生きていなかったのでわからないのですが。
Or think of it this way. Who made the cameras we have in town? Aren't you curious?
誰も考えないと思いますよ。だってあるからある。それだけですもん。
Electronics, buildings, people, animals. Who made them? It's a question so simple that even a child here in town could answer it.
この世の全部は神様がそう作ったんですから。
Therein lies the chasm between us. I feel as if I'm one step closer to the abyss. Of course, God. His unseen presence dominates the town. The force that created everything in the beginning of time and then subsequently destroyed it all 101 years ago. Perhaps their view of the world is the correct one. There's no denying how inexplicably isolated I feel as the only one who doesn't think so. I'm sorry, Sakuya, but before I go any further, I need to warn you that what I'm about to say is going to come off as blasphemous. I saw her jaw tighten, as if mentally preparing herself for what I'm about to say. I'm going to tell her everything. I feel like I can open up to her about anything, and so I decide to tell her what's been bugging me. I've been feeling like something's wrong for a while now. You could say I've been keeping it to myself.
違和感?
Yeah, there's something in this town that's not quite right. It's come up so many times. The way I see the world is far different from how the people here see it. Things that should be here aren't, and things that shouldn't be here are.
昨夜にはよくわかりませんが。
I can't say I even fully get it myself. But fully get it myself yet, which is why I'm being so vague. Yesterday, I saw The Last Judgment, the painting.
ミケランジェロの？
I nod before continuing. Mr. Lilly said it was painted 500 years ago. However, the version in the gallery is a replica, as the original was lost in the apocalypse. It's a strange twist of fate that a painting depicting the apocalypse is destroyed during one. It's so strange that it's hard for me to believe.
おかしなことでしょうか。
Yeah, it's very bizarre. I mean, the first possibility we should be considering is something everyone seems to ignore. Herein lies one of the main differences between me and the people here in this town. I know about The Last Judgment. I know about Michelangelo as an artist. I know the Mona Lisa, and I know Van Gogh. Also, I know that the original Last Judgment still exists somewhere outside this town.
あ、
For someone like me, it seems natural enough to consider that possibility. And yet, no one here would dare to even dream of or question something like that, partly because it's taboo. Not even just The Last Judgment either, but the action film we watched today as well. Thinking about the outside simply is not something people do.
外に本物があったから、シュウ先輩はミケランジェロを知っていたということでしょうか。
Right. Which is also why no one here seems to know who Picasso is. Picasso's works don't exist here in this town really. Don't exist here in this town. That's why. It's most likely an age issue. The one common element between this town and the outside world is fine art. It crosses the time periods and the aurora itself.
ですが、本物が外にあるというなら、なぜこの町に来ないんでしょう。
They didn't get the rights to it. They ran out of money. It's obvious because of the aurora.
だったら、
She asks a question that's probably never crossed her mind before. For someone like her who lived her entire life here, it must have been a startling realization that the town she lived in was not the center of the world.
なぜオーロラはあるのでしょうか。
Good question. I've been wondering since I arrived. The people here don't think to question the origins of the world they live in. They don't question what shapes their lives, or why the aurora exists. At best, they view me as some alien life form, while subconsciously avoiding any thoughts about the outside world or my connection to it. I see that's what's happening around me. And now Sakuya, one of the herd, is beginning to question her world the same way I do. although it's a fairly obvious question, from my perspective, it's also a huge step forward, bridging the abyssal gap between us. That's why it makes sense that something apocalypse or otherwise happened earlier, otherwise happened, although I believe it to be man-made in origin.
その時にオーロラも生まれて。
Yeah, although the well outside the Aurora wasn't destroyed.
はあ、
If anyone heard what I said, they'd call me a sinner for sure. But if I don't broach the topic, we'll never be able to bridge the gap between us. Sometime after that, I was born in the outside world, and you were born here. Simple, right?
言われてみれば、はい、矛盾はないですよね。
Ignoring the blasphemous nature of all of this, I feel confident in my theory. I doubt I'd be able to convince everyone in town about it, but I don't have to. I don't need to. All I want is for Sakuya to believe me and understand what I'm saying. Or at least, that's what I think now. I'm sure this sounds a little crazy.
いえ、昨夜にも分かりやすかったです。すごく。ただ、分かりやすかったから、ちょっと混乱してしまいました。
That's understandable. What I've told her here goes against every intrinsic value established in this town, right down to the basis of the culture itself. Of course, it would be hard to accept, even if it makes perfect sense. Uh-oh. The original Last Judgment is somewhere out there where you came from. She summarizes what I said, as if ruminating aloud. There's no hint of rejection. In fact, she seems to be letting the truth soak in.
リリー先生に聞かれたら大問題ですね。でも、私にもなんとなくしっくりきました。
Really? God damn it. Yes, there are more worlds outside this one. The more I think about it, the less strange it seems. He's right. There is more than one world. There are so many other worlds outside of our own, most of which we know nothing about. Which means he now shares some of the views I have. If that's the case, then maybe I can mention something else. I'm pretty sure I asked you once what you would do if the apocalypse happened today.
聞かれましたね。
You told me it would never happen, since no one did anything to incur the wrath of God. Now though, this might be hard to believe, but the second coming of the apocalypse is really going to happen on Christmas.
は
He waits to see if I'll say anything else, seemingly realizing how serious I am by the fact that I've brought this up twice now.
あ、それはこの世界の終末ですか。
No. Hearing her question, I know I made the right choice in telling her. Just this town.
あ、
This time, she doesn't joke it off. In fact, she takes it more seriously than I expected.
どうすればいいんですか。
Huh?
どうすればアポカリプスを防げるのでしょうか。
Well, does that mean you believe me?
嘘なんですか？
No, I'm not, but
昨夜は先輩が意味のない嘘なんてつかないと知っています。先輩？
sorry. I'm just happy for someone to as cynical as you to say something like that.
私は今バカにされましたか？
A little. Sorry, I'm not lying. Still, it's not the actual apocalypse. Maybe more like a copycat of the real thing. I tell her everything I've learned thus far about what happens on Christmas Day. She listened silently without laughing even once.
キリエ先輩のと同じ爆弾ですか。神様の怒りではなくて。
It's definitely man-made. We'd have no choice if we were up against God.
先輩がどうしてそんなことを知ってるのかっていうのは聞かない方がいいですか？
She still cares for me, even after everything I've burdened her with. I'm torn between being completely honest with her and wondering if I should keep some things to myself.
外の記憶も忘れたままの先輩がこの町の行く末を知っているというのは不思議な話ですが、やっぱりあえて聞かないことにします。でも昨夜は先輩のことを信じますよ。
Takuya, are you sure?
先輩は不思議な方ですから、不思議なことがあってもなんだか納得してしまいます。
Her gentle smile of acceptance makes me temporarily forget that she's actually younger than me. The explosions, the Brookers, and the apocalypse, even after hearing those ridiculous sounding facts.
ですが、クリスマスですか。せっかくの日にそんなことが。
As far as I'm aware, this town is very peaceful. Nothing this heinous has ever happened before.
ないと思いますよ。そもそもそんなことをしたら住むところもなくなりますし。
That does make sense. Which only further proves how whoever is behind this, isn't normal. Definitely not for someone from this town, at least. Keeping everything I've said in mind, I still don't have a particularly effective plan for how to stop it. I don't even have a hint as to who the perpetrator is.
なるほど。だから先輩は私を疑っていたんですね。
She really is very perceptive. Her bullseye remark leaves me momentarily speechless, as I realize I have to be honest. It's less that I thought you were involved, and more like I was feeling my way in the dark, hoping to find a clue or something useful.
はい、わかりました。でもそれは少し残念ですね。最近はシュウ先輩が仲良くしてくれるなと思っていたので。
Sorry, but I always knew I could trust you, which is why I'm telling you all of this. Also, I feel like anything I say now will come off as an excuse, but I have to tell her. I really did want to be your friend, Sakuya. That's why I'm thrilled that you believe me beyond anything you can imagine.
先輩。
I know my words sound pretty naive, but she's so astute that it seems particularly practically impossible getting anything past her. Slightly taken aback by my words, she immediately breaks out into a huge smile. You... I want to be with you forever, Shu. Sakuya, thank you.
それに簡単なことですよ。クリスマスに起こるっていうのが分かってるなら。
What? So we just need to get out of here at the same way you got in. Her idea is so obvious that I can't believe I didn't think of it. But that's because you don't know how you got in. Chapter 7, Part 2. The Dream. SMP. Wait. "12, 13, Thursday, 14, 18. Oh, never mind. So sleepy.
ルック、ルック。ただいま、12月18日、火曜日、7時30分。
Surely, right? I'll finish the route this stream. Haha. Yawn. I mean... Morning. It's been a week since I spilled the beans to Sakuya. With our relationship stronger than it's ever been, we've been busy formulating the plan for the days to come. Right, Sakuya and Shu haven't confessed yet, so it's really snowing hard. Today's gym, but there's no way we can have a snowball fight in the blizzard. We'll end up doing figure drawing as usual, which also means
そうだ。今日またあの落書き犯出たの知ってる？
何？謎の壁画事件第9章か。
But when we arrived at school, everything was normal.
それが今度は学校じゃなくて。
The mysterious muralist strikes again today, and the first one who stumbles on it is Sakuya. She said she discovered it in the park. What was she doing there so early in the morning? In the middle of a snowstorm, no less. Good question. I wish we could find out. Curious, I asked her about it after school.
壁画ですか？はい、発見しましたね。
どうだった？
どうというか、私は前にも見たことがあったので、同じような感じでした。
And what does it look like?
何かビビッとくるものとか、過去の名画との共通点とかはなかったか？
いいえ、ただの奇妙な模様にしか見えませんでした。あまり芸術とは言えないかと。
なんだ、逆に超綺麗な絵とかだったらリリー先生も消しづらいのかな。
さくやが壁画見っけてくれたおかげで授業が楽になったぜ。
That's only because you weren't taking it seriously to begin with. Later on, I asked what she'd been doing in the park.
たまたまお散歩です。
That's all she says. that night.
そういうわけでですね、当日にユネ先輩のお誕生パーティーをやるのであります。
Okay, we get it, Sakuya. You're the muralist and you're just self-reporting. Makes sense.
12月25日がな、ユネの誕生日だから、それに合わせてパーティーを。
I said I get it. It's the week before Christmas. And like clockwork, Sakuya, Kirie, and Kotaha have all climbed down Kirie's ladder to discuss the plans for the day. I should get a present for her.
話が早いじゃねえか。なんか候補あんのか？
No, we still don't know what gift he's actually trying to give him. Her. Maybe. I've lived through this moment so many times now that my worries over her gift have long since vanished. Still, it's kind of a shame that I've never once been able to give it to her.
シュウ君のセンスが試されるね。それにしても文化祭までもう1週間なんて早いものだ。
アドベントに入ったばかりな気がします。
Is your film all ready to go, Kirie?
ああ、傑作美少女戦隊コトレンジャーはもうじきクランクアップするぞ。
That's good to hear. From what I can tell, things are going smoothly, just like always. Which also means we're going to be in trouble if we don't do something soon. Actually, I forgot. We can't get to we can't get to Sakuya's confession until after we get through everyone else. Right, yeah. We need to get back onto the common route so that we can beat the game, kind of, and then we'll get to choose between Sakuya or Yune.
コトレンジャーってコトハス先輩が戦うんですか？
まあ一応。誰めよ、悪の怪獣コトゴンをこう軽やかな身のこなしでな、コトキーク。
Kirie lets loose with an enthusiastic flying kick in the middle of my room. Don't you dare break the dove clock.
もうキリエ先輩は。
Are you okay? I'd assumed I should be worried about Kirie when the real victim was something far different. Her wild kick landed squarely on my clock. You motherfucker.
鳩が。
I can't believe you broke it again.
すまんすまん。ってまた？
Don't worry about it. She'd broken my dove clock on this exact day, but on a different timeline, which is why I said again.
前もキックでシュウのもん壊したことなんかあったっけ？
You're always blowing me up with those bombs of yours. That's all I meant.
今回ばかりはわざとじゃ。あいってて。
I can't really blame her since it was clearly an accident. Plus, she's in pain. Anyone could have easily broken my clock with a kick like that. It's fine.
なんだその不自然な優しさ。
It's because she's already gone through her route.
裏を感じます。きっと後で脅迫するに違いありません。
I will not. More importantly, I successfully managed to distract everyone from the fact I said again. What? This is the second time they did it. I just said again. They did it Where is it? Yeah, wait. Yeah, I'd said again. Like, you know, I'd is a what? God damn it! What's the word again? Conjunction of I would. So you're saying, which is why I would say why I would said again, right? They did it twice. $19, $12. It's actually the 17th.
さあ先輩、今日はお人形作りですよ。
Okay, but are you sure? Christmas is coming up.
私はシュウ先輩と一緒に制作がしたいのです。
Although I was truly grateful, I still felt bad asking her to help me with something I could easily do myself. This fucking guy again. Still, my dolls don't really hold up against everyone else's work.
そんなこと言って別に関係ありませんよ。
I'm happy you feel that way, but everyone's work is just so much better than mine. It's hard for me not to think about it. I'm not talking about the top level. I'm not talking about top level pieces like Kotoha's paintings or Guido's sculptures. I've felt my fair share of embarrassment knowing I'm not even close to average artists like Yune or Sakuya, who themselves think their work isn't that all that great. In response, Sakuya quietly says,
作品が美しくある必要はあるのでしょうか。
"Isn't that what art is about? No, art is meant to be interpretive."
何をもって人は美しいというのでしょうか。色ですか？形ですか？桐江先輩の映画だって見る人が見ればくだらないと思われるかもしれませんが、いつも差し入れが届くファンの方だっています。
Well, yeah, but that's why there's a difference between film and movies.
確かにシュウ先輩のお人形さんも私のお洋服もアレイヤ賞は取れないと思います。でも私にとってこのお人形さんはすごく素敵で大切な作品なんです。
Sakuya,
なのであんまりこんなのとか言ってほしくないです。
sorry, I didn't know that's how you felt. I'm really glad you like them so much.
ほら先輩見てください。
He takes out a cork doll. It's a girl, very similar to the one I made the other day. The only difference is that it has a bow on the top of the... How'd you know? Wow, it looks just like mine. Really?
茎の葉っぱを持たせてみました。小さいのを選んで。
To protect her from the rain, right? It seems oddly familiar. A tiny person holding a butterbur leaf. Could something like that actually exist? Wait, I remember. Korpukers? What the fuck is that? What?
コロポクル？
Koropokuru. Right. They're like fairies that carry around butterbur leaves. Or at least, that's the legend.
そうなんですね。初めて聞きました。
They're a part of Ainu folklore. It's rare for anyone outside of Hokkaido to know about them.
Eh?
Huh? Wait. What did I just say? Thank God he actually... It's like... That was like a very specific thing for him to just randomly remember. So clearly, it's relevant to his character? I don't know. Sakya, what did I just say?
えって言いました。
No, I mean before that.
自分の言葉くらい覚えててくださいよ。
My words come rushing back a moment later. The true meaning behind what I mindlessly blurted out.
アイヌの伝承だから。
It's rare for anyone outside of Hokkaido to know about them. Ainu folklore. Hokkaido. I can't believe I said something like that in the middle of a casual conversation. This is without a doubt.
どういう意味なんでしょうか。
It's a toponym.
地名
It's winter. It's cold here enough to snow. Both Oneto and Nui definitely don't sound like native words to this area. An image gradually begins to form in my mind, connected to my words from a moment ago. Interesting. Hokkaido. Right. This is Hokkaido. They did not need to show what is essentially a fucking blotch painting. They did not need to show the upper island of Japan, aka Hokkaido. Taki is obviously puzzled, having never heard of the word Hokkaido before, and now that you've said the word too many times, it's lost all its meaning. But this is a marvelous revelation to me. Sakya, this means we're in Japan. Did... You don't say.
落ち着いてください、シオ先輩。はい、そうです。昔はそうでした。
Everyone here thinks the world was destroyed by an apocalypse 101 years ago. And yet everyone takes it for granted that their town was built in Japan and they speak Japanese. I only wish I would have thought of this sooner. Really. This is Hokkaido. I'm sure of it. Map of Japan springs to mind. I have a rough idea of where this town is. Somewhere in the northernmost part of Japan. I blurted out the word Hokkaido unexpectedly. And in doing so, made my perception of other things much easier. This formerly undefined outsider world, the rest of Japan, and other countries across the vast ocean began to take shape in my mind.
北海道というのは重要な言葉なのでしょうか。
It's important enough. Yeah, it's one piece of the puzzle. One piece? It's the one piece of the no mind. It's where this town is located. It's kind of funny how the thought didn't occur to me when I was explaining to Sakya how her town isn't the center of the world. Did seeing the Korpaka doll trigger my memories? The doll holding the Butterbur leaf, it definitely made me think about... Stop making me pronounce that word. Korpakas. Which is which in turn made me remember Hokkaido. Although Sakuya didn't seem to recognize the word Korpika, there's a chance she knows the fairies under a different name. Thank you, Sakuya. You made me remember something very important.
はい。私にはよくわかりませんが、お役に立てたなら。
She's still clearly puzzled, but wants to share in my joy. I promise to explain everything later. But there's one more breakthrough. Okay, what's the breakthrough? Never mind. I guess we're moving on to the next day. 2012. Wait. 12:20. Oh.
11月28日の朝、私とユネ先輩はここで一人の生き倒れている男性を発見しました。その男性は服もボロボロで片乳首が見え、おまけにスケベそうな顔をしていました。
Okay, you didn't need to point out the last two things. That's a little too much info, but that boy was me.
そう、シオ先輩はここで見つかった。つまり、この近辺からオーロラを越えてきたと思われるのです。
Oneto Lake is located on the edge of the city, right alongside the Aurora. Assuming it's physically possible to climb over the Aurora, then their logic makes sense. But the reason I haven't explored this option before it is because I'm pretty sure I already asked you, but I didn't have anything on me when you found me, right?
はい。先輩はその身一つでおりました。
They'd found me wearing only a light layer of clothes, not enough to protect anything, not enough to protect against the cold. Didn't it seem suspicious to you?
まあ、普通に考えれば。でも、先輩がもしかしたらすごいジャンプ力を持っているかもしれませんし。
Excuse me? What the fuck did you do, Dexter? Why would you? Sorry. Why did you time out starving for 124,000 seconds? My mouse slid something. Sure. Oh wait, I can read them. I need to step up my Ando lore game. Your lore is also this channel's lore. You're a key part of the channel, so yeah. Okay. You didn't want to know about the lore. I swear I had a backpack with me, but you said I didn't, huh? In other words, I didn't have any sort of gear that would have helped me scale the wall. My paltry climbing skills are bad enough, and without a lifeline, one slip and I'd be dead instantly. Panties. Yep. I remember seeing Yune's panties. I mean, Yune practicing her singing.
遅れて到着した私がユネ先輩と一緒に部屋まで運びました。
It really is mod abuse. Hearing about it makes me realize how very lucky I was.
本当ですよ。 私も最初に見たとき死んでるのかと思いましたもん。
I don't remember much of that day. Having barely enough strength to crawl, I remember her voice leading me deep into unconsciousness.
というわけなので、思い出してください。どうしてここで倒れていたのか。
I don't know. Things would be so much easier otherwise. All my memories start from here. Start from there. As far as before that moment, how I managed to cross the Aurora and get to this town is still a complete mystery to me. It's impossible to swim in this lake, right? I think Kotaha explained that to me before.
服も溶けるくらいですからね。それに気温も考えると本当に凍ってしまいます。
Wait. No. Ooh. Wait a minute. I don't think this time Kotaha explained to Shu about the lake. Assuming I made it over the Aurora, I'd then have to I'd then have had to ford the lake to get to this spot on the bank. While I was I participating in a triathlon or something? But if this is Hokkaido, then there should be other villages around here. Maybe I got here with help. It's a wild guess, but maybe I should shoot over the Aurora like out of a cannon. Maybe I was shot over the Aurora like out of a cannon. Yeah, but then you would have actually been dead. You would have been dead. And even if we figure out a way to get over, I then had to convince the locals here to actually do it. There's no point in me being the only person who escapes.
思い出せませんか？
Nope, nothing.
えい！
Ah, jump scare. Ow. She karate chopped me. What was that for?
私の持っているラジオはこうすると治るんです。
I'm not an electronic device. I mean, people have electricity inside them, technically.
じゃあ、ほっぺをつねります。えい。
Ow, all that does is wake me up.
先輩のほっぺ、意外と柔らかくて面白いです。
To the casual observer, it might seem like Saki is flirting with me. That's exactly what she's doing, yes. Well, not many people stop by here, so it's fine, right? As expected, her cheek pinching doesn't help jog my memories in the slightest. I've visited Oneto Lake many times, and I've never remembered anything. Yet I remembered Hokkaido from seeing the Korpico doll. I bet I could remember if I could find something that might trigger my memories.
きっかけですか。昨夜に何かできることはありますか？何でもします。
There's some real elevator music. It changed. Camera pan to her boobs. What? Let's see. She's willing to do anything to help, but as far as something But as far as something she can actually do, let's try to recreate the scene. Can you explain what you saw? I was mostly out of it, so I don't remember much.
そうですね。確かちょうどそのあたりにうつ伏せで倒れていました。
Okay, let's give it a shot. I let myself fall face first onto the ground, realizing far too late how muddy it is.
それで先輩の意識は朦朧としていて、片腕はこう前に突き出していました。
Mm-hmm. Okay, so something like this maybe? And so from this very low vantage point, I gaze at the beauty that is Oneto Lake. I can't seem to look away from how impossibly vibrant the colors are. I'm starting to remember a little bit. That's right. The lake was covered in a sheet of ice. I hadn't noticed at the time due to being so out of it, but my memories come flooding back upon seeing the sight before me. And how otherworldly Yune looked standing there singing.
そういえばそうでしたね。フロストフラワーが咲いていました。
Frost flowers?
はい。凍った湖の上でお花みたいに咲き誇る雪の結晶。あの現象のことです。
I hadn't realized extraordinary beauty like that was due to a naturally occurring phenomenon. I haven't seen them since that day.
フロストフラワーはめったに見られませんからね。ある意味、シュウ先輩はラッキーでした。
There's no doubt I was definitely lucky to see something that spectacular. Hey, if the lake is frozen, does that mean you could potentially walk across it?
確かにそうですね。それなら溶けたりもしませんし。
With a layer of ice over the lake, the acidic water can't touch your skin. Did I walk over the lake? I mean, that's a...
それに先輩は何かをつぶやいているようでした。
It's a good theory. Mumbling, I don't remember. What did it sound like? All I remember is passing out while lying in this position. Perhaps it was just the incoherent ramblings of an unconscious man. An almost dying man.
確か源流がどうとかって。
A source engine. Half-life. A source of what? The origin of something?
あとはそうですね。今思い出しましたけど、逆鱗がどうとかって。
Achilles heel? Do you mean...
ほら、昨夜も聞いたことあんだろ？オーロラの逆鱗の噂。
はて、何のことでしょう。
The Aurora's Achilles heel?
竜の鱗には一枚だけ逆さまのやつが混じってるって言うだろ？だからよ、街を囲っているオーロラにも竜の逆鱗みたいな一部分があって、そこが剥がれるって話だ。
And it's on the other side of Oneto Lake. That would make sense. The Aurora's Achilles heel. It's an urban legend Kyrie told me about. source and the Achilles heel. The words I muttered in my unconscious stupor circled through my head. Suddenly, my brain cells go into overdrive as I finally make the connection in my mind. From our vantage point, the setting sun bathes the lake in rainbow colors, reminiscent of the aurora itself. And yet, there's something necessary for this phenomenon to happen. The source. Of course!
そうそう、それです。源流。ところで、源流とはどういう意味です？
I don't know. The source of the lake. The water in this lake has to come from somewhere. It has to have a water source. God damn it, I'm just thinking of Minecraft. Where's the source block? Never mind. It has to have a water source. It's the reason behind why Oneto never runs dry, and is this mysterious color. The Aurora towers over Oneto, just behind it, but without somewhere for the water to come from, the lake would be nothing but a puddle. I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Water evaporates, and the water would not be replenished. Yeah.
もっと大きな湖ということでしょうか。
More likely a river. I'm pretty sure there's a painting of the whatever the name is in the gallery.
ああいうのがこの近くにあると？
I have no idea. I have no idea for sure, but probably. At the very least, it definitely connects to the outside. There's a good chance. There's a good chance it runs either under the Aurora itself or underground. Which means there has to be a way to get to the other side of the wall, even if it might be difficult for humans to do so. That spot where we might get through the wall, the Aurora's Achilles heel. The Aurora that wraps around the town like a mythological dragon has one weak spot. If we can find it, we can get out of here. This has to be how I got here that day. I must have walked over the frozen lake. Memories come flooding back. I had literally been treading on thin ice, which is why I'd stripped down to almost nothing.
オーロラの激鱗。そんなものが本当に存在するんですか？
And then... Sorry, I was tabbed out. IDK how long that message has been there. Yeah. Okay, so then he was walking across the lake and almost got to land before the ice started to melt, and that's why his clothes were melting off, and he almost died.
それに、もしあったとしても、外にいたはずのシュウ先輩がなぜそんな秘密を知っていたんです？
Well, good question. And if we don't know where to look, it'll be like finding a needle in a haystack. It's definitely not a coincidence that I woke up alongside the banks of Oneto River, though. Perhaps something I learned from on the outside brought me here.
新発見ですね。
Which would also mean I came here of my own free will. So at least one of my questions has been answered. Not many people cross this way, huh?
はい。オンネトは落ちると危ないので。
That's what I keep hearing. The lake is beautiful but deadly. It makes sense considering how often I've been warned about the acidity of the lake, but I want to cross over there. It's not iced over right now, but I know the heel is on the other side.
モーセみたいに割って進めればいいんですけどね。
Now that you mention it, there's one more chance we need to make, one more thing we need to make, Sakuya.
制作ですか？
Yes. Call it going back to basics, or maybe even missing the forest for the trees. The thing we need to make is so obvious. Noah's Ark. I was gonna say a boat, but sure. Fontaine reference. I mean, there's the palindrome again. Sorry, Jack. Can I have those nails over there?
いいよ。このくらいで足りる？
Thanks a lot.
後ろにいっぱい落ちてますよ、先輩。
Oh, so I am.
それにしても、シュウ君は面白いことを考えるよね。
It's the next day. We acquired an assistant and are busy making an arc to cross Oneto. I'm eternally grateful to Jack for helping out on short notice, especially with how close we're cutting it.
シュウ、何を作ってるの？制作？
Sure. Noah's Ark.
ただの家具です。家具。
Yune gives us a puzzled glance as Sakuya chases her off, telling her it's nothing but furniture. I'm just trying to be honest.
私までおかしくなったと思われるじゃないですか。こういうのはひっそりやればいいんです。
Of course, this must be how Noah felt when God tasked them with humanity's survival. Yeah, it's all documented in the movie Evan Almighty. I'd rather talk to you than some robots that are probably working as spies for China. What the fuck? Don't forget I won't even get near a bathtub. They try to kill me. Who's they?
でもよかったよ。僕もちょうど昔、船を作ったことがあったから。
I really appreciate it. My skills are so subpar. All I can offer is help with manual labor. We knew we'd need a boat to cross the lake, but being complete seafaring laymen, we had no idea where to start. There wasn't even a single inflatable raft in town. It's clear they're far removed from anything nautical. To them, boats are the stuff of legends like Noah's Ark itself. Yeah, so are phones, apparently. I understand how no one simply thought to cross the lake in a boat considering the lack of bodies of water like oceans or rivers. I can't name them here. Spoiler, it's the Illuminati. Which means if we wanted the boat, we'd have to build one. But how could we ask for help? How could we ask to help us? Who could we ask to help us? Neither Kirie nor Kotaha are into handiwork like us, and Guido is only interested in art or total annihilation. At a complete loss, we stopped by Jack's store to get supplies only to discover he was willing to help us out.
ここの板は十分に反らしておくんだ。いやー、それにしても工作は楽しいな。
But like, why are they making it in the in school. His movements are swift and precise, meaning we're making fast progress despite our vague plans. I hammer in the nails exactly as he tells me to, while Sakia hands us the supplies we need. He did say he built his shop stall himself. He's got more practical skills than anyone else here.
あとオンネトウで使うならそこの部分は溶けない素材にしないとね。
店長はどうして船を作ったことがあるんです？
ん？なんでだっけ？忘れちゃったな。多分船の絵とか見て憧れたんだと思うよ。
You don't remember?
学生時代の話だからね。
お店を開けてまで来ていただいて申し訳ないです。後で必ずお礼をします。翔先輩が。
I will. I guess I could.
まあクリスマスイブイブイブ休みってことで許してもらうよ。でもこのペースでいくとクリスマスまではかかりそうだから頑張ろうね。
Since the other side of the shore isn't that far off, it's possible to get across using nothing but a boat and a couple of oars. Kind of. But considering how many students there are from Arya Saveta and Sheik, along with the adults, it's going to take us at least a few trips. I can't bring myself to abandon the others like Noah did. Okay, well... Stop, don't throw shade at Noah. Alright? He already filled his boat with two of every animal, alright? One male and one female of each animal to ever exist. Make an Endo AI. No, don't. I can't let this act of kindness go to waste. This handmade Noah's Ark will take us straight into the Aurora itself. Straight through the Aurora itself. Oh shit. I mean, are they gonna test it? Christmas Eve is here before I know it. Oh. What was the point? What was the point of skipping to Christmas Eve if it was one text box? They didn't need it. It was just a text box acknowledging that it was Christmas Eve, and then it just skips to Christmas Day. What? It's the day of the culture festival, and we've gathered before the school entrance like usual.
来た来た来たー！文化祭って感じだな。なんかもう緊張してきた。喉大丈夫かな？
Just do what you always do, and you'll be fine.
そうよ、シュウはサクヤと一緒になんか作ってたよな。カレー展示すんのか？
Not in the usual sense. It'll be alongside my photos if you want to see it though.
大きい家具って言ってたやつ？
No, not those. They're dolls.
人形？ああ、サクヤがこの前持ってたやつか？
コロポックル
Yeah, however it's pronounced.
いうそうです。
コロポックル。なんか可愛い響き。シュウが考えたの？
No, they're mythological creatures. Kind of like Santa. But Santa's real, what do you mean?
そうなんだ。でも可愛いね。咲夜もお人形好きだし。
Oh, does she?
まあ、多少。
So, not really.
嘘、多少じゃないよ。着せ替えとか昔から大好きだったじゃない。私いつも誘われてたよ。
Never mind, she really loves dolls.
ユネ先輩。
Is that so?
なんだ、咲夜はいい年してお人形遊びが好きなのか？中身はまだまだガキだな。
うるさいです。今は別にそんな。
キリエは知らないかもしれないけど、咲夜は本格的なやつだって自分で作っちゃうんだからね。
Nah. What do you mean by real?
うん、私の髪使ったりとかさ、あれも結構最近じゃない？
What? I think she was making a voodoo doll.
そんなこともありましたけど。
She used your hair to make a wig or something?
咲夜がね、どうせ切るなら欲しいって。
Oh, I thought they were still talking about the dolls. I can see why. You do have an unusual hair color that's very pretty.
あの時のお人形、まだ見せてもらってないな。
Oh, it was for the doll.
うー
It was just for the hair. Yuna is happily reminiscing on their past while Sakuya wants to end it as quickly as possible. I can see how embarrassed she is. They've been friends for a while. They share a vague resemblance. And this is why you have to choose between the two at the end of the game. Did I read that part? Although Yune looks a little older, they could easily pass for twins based on their similar height. Because Yune is a little older, she's a year older. What do you mean? That said though, Sakuya is a lot bigger in one specific area. Okay.
ほら、始まりますよ。いつまでも無駄話している場合ではありません。
じゃあまた後で集まろうね。
See ya. With the Culture Festival underway, we all scatter to our respective exhibit spaces. Usually the four of us head in 4 different directions, but today Sakuya is coming with me.
シュウ先輩の教室に私たちのコロポックリを飾りましょう。
Yes, let's. Or because, or whatever the fuck.
ふふふん。ただの教室もなんだか華やかに感じますね。
I hope so. My display has always been pretty drab, with my photos just hanging on a partition. The multitude, since they were so easy to make, of Corpicas lined up on the desk transforms the space into something far cuter and more whimsical.
設置完了。ではでは、私は自分の教室へ。
This is why I specifically made everyone's voice lower. what am I trying to say? I tried to audio match everyone to Sakuya's voice, making hers louder and everyone else's quieter. It didn't work out that well. Oh, Sakuya, wait.
Hi.
Here, I wanted to give you this. I wanted to give this to you.
これは先輩が最初に作ったもの。
It's the same picture and the one you made. They should be together. You should put them up in your space.
ありがとうございます。嬉しいです。
I know. He accepts my corpora from me, treating it like some prized possession. I wonder why. We've made easily dozens of corpicas, so I can easily spare 2. The first 2.
この子たちにもお洋服を着せてあげればよかったでしょうか。
They look fine to me. Let's check out the other exhibits later. They are naked.
はい、楽しみにしています。
With that, we each return to our own exhibit spaces as the carnival continues. Carnival? Festival continues.
おいしいですね。
I had no idea they even sold chickens that large. After enjoying lunch, we check out the rest of the festival exhibits, just like I promised.
ほらほら先輩、こっちです。
I guess this is the CG. Coming. She leads me down a hallway lined with classrooms full of various student exhibits.
文化祭の日ってなんかいつもと雰囲気が違いますね。
Oh, right. This is your first one as a student at the academy, huh?
ですです。
Since Sakuya is still only a first-year student, she's experiencing all these events for the first time. Technically speaking, I'm far more experienced than she is, although I won't tell her that.
この辺りの教室には部活の展示があるみたいです。
You mean like Kyrie's Theater Club?
個人でできない制作を行うのが部活なので、大掛かりな作品とかですかね。
I glance inside a classroom and spot a giant, triptych that wouldn't look out of place inside the chapel. It's just the triptych in the chapel. They just stole it from. They just moved it to the room. You know, I am scared. Discord NSFW. I'll look at it later. There's a black curtain hanging in the neighboring classroom, so I assume they're showing film work. Their work is so amazing. It's hard for me to believe we're all the same age.
私たちからするとこれが普通なので変な感じです。シオ先輩がピアノを弾けることの方がすごいですが。
Yeah, guys, they're all 18 years old, right? Wink. They're all 18. Right? I don't know if my model's picking that up. I don't know about that. These things further demonstrate the differences in the environments we were raised in. Although I can't help but wonder how different they really are.
あれ、シュウとサクヤじゃん。
Hey, Yuji. As we're walking around the festival space, we run into Yuji coming from the opposite direction.
なんだお前ら、付き合ってんのか？
That's later. All right. They'll only become a couple after everything else. Okay. I promise we are not.
はい、そうです。
What? Takuya? She pulls me even closer as if to prove it. On one hand, I don't want Yuji to get the wrong idea, but I don't want her to stop either.
まあ幸せにな。
はい。
You seem shocked. Just like that, he quickly leaves. Suddenly.
ん週に昨夜
Yes. The two S's. And now it's Guido. Guido pops up as soon as Yuji leaves. It's clear from the expression on his face that he wants to say something, but
付き合ってます。
なんだと
she is spreading misinformation, and this is why she's best girl. Seriously? I love how affectionate she is, and I do like her a lot, but we have definitely not embarked on even one step of the relationship journey together.
週お前に昨夜を幸せにできるのか
Yes. Look, you've got the wrong idea.
そして昨夜お前に週を幸せにできるのか
I'm already happy. I mean, Shu's already happy. Why does it matter that much to him? He walks away with an expression bordering on resentment. He's jealous. This misunderstanding is spreading like wildfire.
まったく。私とシュウ先輩の時間を邪魔する輩の多いことです。
Hey, Sakuya, maybe don't throw around things like we're dating so casually. Sakuya.
なんでもありません。
She turns away in a huff like she's hurt by what I said. Although she's still clinging to me.
軽々しくなんかないですもん。
They didn't even confess. What do you mean? Neither of them did. Is it my imagination or is her heartbeat against my arm faster than before? And then the world blows up. Oh, never mind.
2つあるから
Jack
1つにつき
jump scare.
4人までだよ。すぐに渡って戻ってくるから待っててね。
I may or may not have talked over him. Why I'm scared? Why I'm scared? Why did they cut off her arms and legs? You might, hey Ando, you might want to make a chatbot AI channel on Discord. You know what? That'd be a good idea.
これって前にシュウたちが作ってた。
A fucking boat. Yeah, Noah's Ark.
これで向こう岸まで渡るの？
Who knows? They haven't tested it.
はい。その先にこう偽のオーロラが一箇所あります。そこをパカッと開けてください。
The memory of my conversation with Stalkia from the other day is still fresh in my mind. How we needed something like Noah's Ark if we were to cross the acidic lake. Since the lake was no longer frozen over like before, we needed a different way to get across. We were able to do it with Jack's help. The Aurora's Achilles heel. The infamous weak spot in the wall definitely exists, meaning that one part of the Aurora on the opposite shore of Oneto is a sham. I guess that could explain why how the wind comes in. I was never a mod on Discord, so I don't care how. Oh, okay. I'll do it. I'll do it later. Also, please put this on. It's pretty steep on the other side, which can be dangerous.
入ってきたシュウ先輩はボロボロになってましたもんね。
Yeah, he was almost dead. We haven't been able to see what's in store for us, as there's no coming back once we try crossing the Aurora. the Aurora, but considering my state when I arrived here, it's best to be prepared for anything. In the meantime, the first group, including Yune and Kotaha, arrive on the opposite shore.
よかった。皆さんちゃんとたどり着いています。
Yeah, that's good news. Oh, you piece of shit. Fucking error messages. I want to be with you forever, Shu.
それに簡単なことですよ。クリスマスに起こるっていうのが分かってるなら。
Damn, her voice is really different when I say it. When I... Never mind. Not again. It's not hard to make a channel, just click the plus symbol. I mean, yeah. So we just need to get out of here the same way you did. You got in. The same way you got in. I don't know why there was an error message and then a spoken line and another error message. Oh. This would be a piece of cake like she said. Just like she said. If we only think about saving ourselves, if we put life above all else, as long as you ignore the fact that we're dealing with the end of the entire world, this town along with the world outside of the Aurora is somewhere in Hokkaido, which means it shouldn't be dangerous. Sure about that? There's no way in the world outside the Aurora has descended into the darkness of hell, right? I made it here, so I'll make sure everyone gets out. It's the easiest and most rational option, if survival is your only concern. However, I hear something coming from far away, probably around the shopping district. The sound of an explosion. Sakuya hears it too, but doesn't turn around. Things will be okay, right? The stupid question slips from my mouth without any regard to for her feelings. I immediately regret asking her.
いいわけありません。
She's right, of course not. Of course not. I feel the same way.
ですが、仕方のないことですから。
We have to sacrifice the town to save everyone. It goes without saying that this is a painful decision. But
昨夜は先輩と一緒に生きていられるならそれ以上は望みません。隣に先輩がいてくれるならどんな壁だって乗り越えられるって信じてますから。
she's right, and I feel the same. The two of us will be able to make it out of this town in one piece. Unlike every other timeline, I have definitive proof that it's possible to get out. If I got in, then we can get out the same way. I don't have to worry about life and death. The only way to get out of here is right in front of us. There's nothing else I want more. The original Yune's face suddenly pops into my head. The sight of her praying for the town and for the lives of the people in this town plays out in front of my eyes. If I can at least save everyone's lives, even if we can't save the town itself, it shouldn't matter as long as everyone is safe. I'm sure Yune would be okay with that. It's just...
私たちの町を救ってきっとシュウならできるって信じてるから。
If we go through with this, can I actually say I've saved the town? There was really nothing else I could have done. there was really nothing else I could have done. We might escape death itself, but we didn't succeed in stopping the apocalypse from happening. There's no way I could face Yune. My memory of her pleading with me in my heart. Also, henceforth seek a way to survive with your cherished ones, and may you never resist your preordained fate. I remember something that crossed my mind once. Why do I have to do what she says, or what she says anyway? There's a part of me deep down in my subconsciousness, that doesn't want to upset the balance. What if I allowed fate to play out? God damn it. No, absolutely not. I have no obligation to listen to some mysterious voice in my head. However, once I leave this town, there's no going back physically or temporarily. Temporally. I will have stepped past the Christmas tree's fear of power. My power to reset time will be taken from me. There it is. I was waiting for it to show up. Alright, save. I won't accept it. I'm sorry, Sakuya, but I can't leave this town just yet. Wait, no, I was meant to do the other way around, wasn't I? No, yeah, no. The guide says to pick I accept my fate, so yeah. There's still something I have to do. A mission I still have yet to accomplish. Why is this happening? Who's pulling the strings? Why do they need to destroy the town? I've yet to find answers to any of these questions.
先輩、嫌です。特に。
It's just for now. We'll only be apart for a moment. I promise I won't be long. Someday, I'll find a way to save this town and everyone in it. There's a future where you and I live happily ever after, together with everyone else, forever. And I refuse to let go of that dream.
先輩。先輩。
Sakuya's voice seems to come from far away. Knowing I'll have to start over again from scratch when we've grown so close hurts so much.
ですが来年にアレイア賞ですか。それもいいかもしれませんね。先輩も一緒に賞を狙いましょう。
Sakuya is still only a first-year student. I don't want this to be her last ever culture festival. I want her to keep making her future favorite clothes for the next festival and the one after that.
嫌です。先輩、行かないで。
I promise we'll meet again. And I hope when we do, you love me just as much, even if I don't deserve it.
先輩。
I'll make sure you have a great time at next year's Culture Festival, Sakuya. Turn back. I call out to the miraculous apple I ate that day. Actually, I probably should have done the other way around. With that, I find myself back in the intermezzo subspace again. Well, maybe not.
あ、シュン。おかえり。
Yune, it's nice to see you. She cries out in joy as soon as I appear, as if she hasn't seen me in a while. Despite my readily apparent failure, she gives me a proper welcome. I wish it was something she didn't have to tiptoe around. I'm sorry, Yune. I know I've asked you so many times already, but I need another chance.
お疲れ様って言うのかな。こういう時うまくいかなかった？
Well, I learned a lot this time around. I even remembered how I got to the town.
聞かせてもらっていい？
I walked on water. I prefer on everything I experienced.
北海道か。初めて聞いたな、そんな名前。
I thought that you didn't get a choice for Sakuya until later on. You don't get a choice on whether or not to choose between the romantic route or the non-romantic route, right? You are forced to go down the non-romantic route until after essentially Yune's non-romantic route, and then after the ending of the quote-unquote common route, and that's when you get to choose between Sakuya or Yune at the end of the game. I don't think it'll change anything for better or worse, but it makes me feel better.
ならよかった。それで、咲夜とは仲良くなった？
I think
ん？
we did. Yeah. Not any closer than usual.
そっか。
Can I really say that though? That expression of sadness on her face at the end will stay in my heart forever. And yet, even that pain will pass someday. That part in my life is over and done with. I try to convince myself, and yet can't help feeling as if I've left a part of my heart behind. I'm sorry, Sakuya, but I promise that I'll bring you and everyone else happily ever after. That's right, everyone. I hope that everyone, myself included, will someday live a happy life in the town I've come to know.
先生、一緒に帰りましょう。
Sakuya? I'm sorry, I still have some work to do.
いけずです。いいじゃないですか。
Don't tug on me like that. I said no.
あまり先生に無理を言ってはいけないよ、咲夜。
I still can't... I still don't know what these are about.
今日はせっかくのイブですのに。
Weren't you supposed to pick Accept My Fate first? I guess, yes. But it kind of works out better for the video's sake, right? In terms of if you were playing through the game normally, right? You'd probably want to pick what I chose second, because then you could immediately go into the next character's route and blah blah blah, right? But with how I structure the videos, with how I end off the videos at I end off the videos after finishing a route, which is Sakuya's in this case, it's better if I end it off on accepting the fate, and then it goes into the title screen, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to go in, it's going to lead into the title screen, because Shu's going to be like, I accept my fate, and then it's not going to actually show the outside world, just like Kyrie's ending, right?
先生も前夜祭までには来てくれるさ。それにしても、咲夜は本当にシュウ先生が好きだな。
好きなんかじゃありません。こんなスケベな人。
I'm not sure what I did to deserve any of this, but I promise I'll swing by the party, just like you two said. Said I might. This won't take me long.
それならいいです。
Gasp. I saw it again.
シュウ
I still can't make heads or tails about these flashbacks. Where do they fit in the timeline? I guess we'll have to find out. I heard it again, but only for a moment. My name. You weren't there this time, though.
また変なの不思議だね。
Yeah. Now's not the time to worry about that, though.
だね。もう、で、し、
What? Yune, I can't hear you.
あれおかしいな。風邪かな
I think her brain is malfunctioning. Can you even catch a cold here? Another mystery.
じゃあ、次はどうする
Let's see. See, this would be a good way to transition into the next character, but... Well, first save. And then load back into... I accept my fate. That's right. There's no way I can back out now, after all. Why is it slow? Okay. Sakuya has always been by my side this entire time. The thought of letting go of every moment we spent together is unbearable. Sakuya, I feel the same.
何がですか？
As long as I have you, then nothing else matters.
それで
Let's die together. Her face suddenly glows with happiness. Deep in my heart, I know all I want is for her to look at me with that radiant smile forever.
嬉しい。咲夜は本当に嬉しいです。先輩とずっと一緒にいます。
Good. I may be a perv, but I want to be a perv with you by my side. That... Good for you.
仕方ないですね。先輩の面倒は私が見てあげます。私じゃなきゃ先輩みたいなスケベは捨てられちゃいますもん。
Couple goals. Weird couple goals. Tears are forming at the corners of her eyes. As we cross the aurora, we vow to love each other forever, even though this is the non-romance ending. And that's the end of that. Wow, what an abrupt... Look, it's a lot less abrupt than Kyrie's, at least, right? We ended it off on a CG.